Lesson 2.9b, we're going to write an equation in y = mx plus b slope-intercept form using 2 points, 2 ordered pairs. Remember that you can find slope from 2 points. You can then use slope and a point to find the y-intercept. So for our examples, we're going to write the equation of the line that passes through each pair of points in slope-intercept form. For A part, we have -7, and 3, 8. We're going to start by finding slope. So to find slope, we'll use the slope formula. Remember to label your ordered pairs. That first ordered pair is x, then y, and we'll label it x1, y1 for it being the first ordered pair. And our second ordered pair is x2, y2 because it's x then y. And the subscripts just name the ordered pair as our second ordered pair. And then we just plug them in. Be careful plugging in your formula. y2 is 8 minus, from the formula, y1 is -7 divided by x2 is 3, then subtract in your formula, x1 is -2. 8 minus -7 is like 8 plus 7, which is 15. 3 minus -2 is like 3 plus 2, which is 5. And 15 over 5 reduces to 3. So we now know that the slope is 3. So this does not ask for slope. This asks you to write an equation. So we need to use slope, and we need to use a point to find B, the y-intercept. So when we're finding the y-intercept B, we're going to go to the formula y = mx plus b, and we're going to plug in what we know. We know that m is 3, and we can pick one of our ordered pairs, either one. I'm going to choose the second ordered pair, 3, 8, and I just picked it out of the 2 that we were provided, and call it x then y. And then we can plug these in. Y is 8 equal m is 3, x is 3, plus b, and that's our unknown. We don't know what b is. So now we simplify. 8 equal 3 times 3 is 9 plus b. To get b by itself, I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides to solve for b. I get -1 equal b. So we've got our slope, we've got our y-intercept. Our third and final step is just to write our equation. We're just plugging in this form of y = mx plus b, where we know m is 3 and b is -1, and we are finished. A quick recap of this process. First, we need to find slope. Second, we use slope and choose a point. Plug into y = mx plus b to find b, the y-intercept. And the third step, once you found slope and y-intercept, plug them both into your equation and you're finished. Okay, so problem B, we have the points 0, 3, and 2, -5. So we're going to start once again with finding slope between the 2 points. So we use the slope formula, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, or we can call that the change of the y's over the change of the x's. We'll label this first ordered pair x1, y1, and the second ordered pair xy, x2, y2. And then we'll plug them into our formula. y2 is -5, include our minus sign from our formula. y1 is +3, over x2 is +2, use our minus sign from our formula, and x sub 1 is 0. Then we simplify. Negative 5 minus 3 is negative 8. 2 minus 0 is positive 2. And negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4. So that's m, the slope. Our second step is to find the y-intercept b. We plug into y equal mx plus b. We'll use the slope that we've already found. M is negative 4. And we pick one of those two ordered pairs. I happen to notice that first ordered pair, 0, 3, is a y-intercept. It's where x is 0. So in this case, we don't have any work to do. We were given the y-intercept. B is 3. So that's a shortcut here. In this case, we don't have to do any further work on that step. We're ready to write our equation. So our equation in y equal mx plus b, y equal m, which was negative 4x, plus b, which was positive 3. And we're finished. We've got our equation, y equal negative 4x plus 3. Doing one last example of finding the equation for these 2 points. Remember, we start with slope. We have the slope formula, and we label our first ordered pair, xy, as x sub 1, y sub 1. Our second ordered pair, xy, is x sub 2, y sub 2. And then we can plug in our formula. Y sub 2 is 0. Bring the minus from your formula. Y sub 1 is negative 4. X sub 2 is 15, minus from the formula. X sub 1 is negative 5. So then we simplify. The numerator, 0 minus negative 4, is like saying 0 plus 4, which is 4. The denominator, 15 minus negative 5, is like saying 15 plus 5, which is 20. And this fraction, 4 over 20, will reduce to 1/5. So we get 1/5 for m, the slope. Our second step is finding the y-intercept b. So we plug into the formula, or into slope-intercept form, y equal mx plus b. We're given that the slope, m, is 1/5. And we can pick a point to use to plug in here. I'm going to pick the second point. Now be careful here. On our previous problem, we were given the y-intercept. That's where x is 0. In this case, we're given a point where y is 0, but that is actually the x-intercept. So we can't call that b. This is not b. So I'm going to label it as x and y, and we'll plug m, x, and y into our formula. Y is 0, equal m is 1/5, times x, which is 15, plus b. We can simplify. 0 equal 1/5 of 15, or 1/5 times 15 is 3, plus b. And then we want to get b by itself, so we're going to get rid of this positive 3 by subtracting 3 from both sides of the equation. We get negative 3 is b, so that's our y-intercept. Our third and final step is just to write our equation in y equal mx plus b. So y equal m, which was 1/5, times x, plus b, which is negative 3, and we can write it as minus 3. So we get y equal 1/5 x minus 3. And we're finished.